think I was like only a sophomore and he was a senior, and he was just very pushy on like on getting advances, and he didn't understand what no meant, and I was still learning like to find my voice.
Right.
So like that's when I started to like really think about how powerful saying no is and what that means.
I don't think my family equipped me with any tools around that at all. I feel like no is powerful, and it's only something I've learned like in the last couple of years. I always felt like I was supposed to prioritize somebody else's comfort over like my ability, above my comfort, basically. Apologizing or like making up some excuse or whatever, like that's what I felt like I should be doing, and that's what I did a lot. You know, it was like a lot of practice and therapy. But like just like being able to say like, okay, it's okay that I don't want this.
I remember my mom, she was like, men want it all the time, but she never told me that like what your options are if someone wants it all the time. That's like all I learned from consent, nothing at all.
When I like really truly learned consent was one of my Filipino partners. He was always really gentle with me, and whenever we got intimate, he'd always be like, hey, is this okay? Is it okay if I do this? Compared to all my other relationships, intimacy was like, yes, let's just do it. You know, it was almost like an unspoken thing, but like it made me really think about like how important consent is. The person like I lost it to was also a virgin, so like we had that moment where we were learning about each other's bodies together. Back to the partner that taught me consent, he also introduced me to the wonderful world of sex toys. That also helped me like explore my pleasures in kinks.
I definitely started masturbating at an early age. It was like my basis for understanding sex and pleasure was just like personal. Like I didn't think about other people, or like that my interactions with other people that were sexual, they could be pleasurable. I definitely knew I wasn't supposed to be like touching myself, but not obviously, but it definitely didn't stop me. It was just like, okay, don't do this in front of mom and dad.
We used to have like that old burner box cable thing, and there would be a certain channel on pay-per-view that would play like really naughty videos, and I would see them and I'd be like, oh, okay, what is this? And in terms of like pleasure and with like another, like in a relationship, it didn't happen for me until like when I was in my first queer relationship.
I was always under the impression, and still am now as a married person, that like you give yourself a good time, or it is another person's job to give you a good time. But like, once you have a partner, you don't need to give yourself a good time anymore. You have a partner for that.
Well, I feel like that's kind of the messages we get still. The way ads are, it's like you're there for like a partner's pleasure, or if you're going to be exploring your own pleasure, you have to make sure that you're considering like maybe what your partner is also going to be going through. So me personally, I think I didn't know the term for it, but I definitely discovered that things felt good if I like rubbed up against them. And then I also grew up at the time of AOL. I had to dial up, and then I discovered porn.
At least you had AOL. I had net zero. My Lola, like, she has this thing, she loves to clean everything. That includes going to my room when I'm not there.
Oh my.
So I had my vibrator. I don't know why I put it, like, it was in my pen holder. For some reason, I don't know. And Lola's like cleaning, and then she leaves, gets out of my room, and I go in, and then I see my vibrator in the garbage, and I'm like, I asked my Lola, and they all like, bakit nandito yun in the garbage? I was like, why is it in the garbage? She's like, oh, like, 'cause it's trash, like, it's not working. Like, she grabs it, and then she like tried like clicking it, and the vibration just, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this is happening right now. This is so embarrassing. I was like, no, it's a massager.
It is a massage.
It is.
Yes. There were like these pens that had like the vibrating thing on the top, but like you would like make circles.
Oh
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my first experience.
Mine was like my cell phone when I had the vibrating.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. I would put it like in my big baggy sweatshirt, and then I'm like, oh.